Hello everybody, I'm The Warm, and we're back with some more VLR. Before moving on, a few technical things I want to talk about. So if you would like to help me out at all, you can keep listening just for a few minutes. It won't be a long talk or anything, but there's just some little things I'm not sure about. One, just to get started, is my volume okay? I was getting ready to record and was just testing it a bit, and it looked like my voice was really high on OBS, and I did a little test recording, and yeah, it sounded like my voice was really loud for some reason, much more than I would think normally. I'm not sure that was the case for the last few things I've recorded, so I'm not sure if something was updated and it reset or something has gone weird. I've tried to tune it, both the game volume and my voice so that they're not overpowering one another, but I'm only one set of ears here, so if you could let me know if the volume is okay, I would appreciate it. If I'm looking... Yeah, I'm looking at OBS right now. I have it, at least for where my microphone is, I have it down about a bit more than halfway, which is... I don't think I've had to do that before, so I'm not sure what changed. Yeah, okay, so that's one thing. The next thing is not really directly related to recording, nor is it related necessarily to what we're playing. I don't really have anyone that I know that's kind of a, what would it be? Just a tech aficionado, something like that. So I'll probably ask this in my other Let's Play that I'm doing right now. And again, I probably won't get too specific, so this might be difficult to answer, but I've had this computer for about 2 years now, and it's worked great, and is fine. And I think... what's it been? It's been months now. Like maybe half a year ago or something was actually the first time I cleaned it. I'm not tech illiterate, I would say, but I'm not a tech expert either. I just kind of know I have a vague understanding of things, but I'm not too deep into it. I'm very paranoid about electronic stuff, especially my computer. So I was very cautious when trying to clean it, and I think I did an alright job. But I'm having an issue, and I'm not sure how to describe this very well. Let me see if I could find it. Yeah, okay, so I've had an issue where on games that I was playing before, so let me just think of an example. So I like to play some of the Total War games, these 3D strategy games, like Shogun 2 or something, which came out a few years back. And at least in my memory, when I played those sorts of games, they didn't cause the fans to start going off. Like, I've had this issue where on more games than I can recall, the fan spins up, and I understand that's a good thing. You want to keep your computer cool, but what's kind of gnawing at me and getting the paranoid part of my brain concerned is that it feels like the fan is running much more than it ever had to, like right now I'm looking at this settings screen. It shows like the internal temperature. Right now it's 114 Fahrenheit, 45 degrees Celsius, 113 degrees Fahrenheit, 45 degrees Celsius. But when I play, like, again, for example, Shogun 2, it goes up to like 130, 140 degrees Fahrenheit, and then whatever that would be in Celsius or something. I remember Googling, safe computer temperature, and I think they said that's okay. It's on the high end, I think, but not, it's not a threat to the computer itself, is my understanding. If I'm wrong, please let me know. But I guess my question is it concerning that I hear the fan going off more than it used to? And also, what does that mean? Does that mean I need to clean my computer again, or what exactly? What really gets me is when you kind of know there's a problem, but you don't know what the problem is or how to fix it. Like, if I knew what the problem is, at least I could begin working on fixing it. But I don't know what the issue is. Again, it might not be a big a deal, but for me, just hearing that fan whir up over and over just makes me very nervous, and it's distressing. And so, like, I have these, again, Shogun 2, the strategy game, is not a new release. It's been around for a while. And when I was playing it, it's like the fan was going off every few seconds, And that was, it made me not want to play the game, because I'm worried, is my computer melting? What's going on? So, yeah, again, if you're kind enough to have listened to me so far, and you may have an idea on why that could be happening, and if you want to let me know, I'd appreciate it. If I need to clean it again, then I guess I'll just have to do that. It makes me really nervous opening the machine and messing with stuff. I don't know. Maybe I should, if there's a deeper problem, I guess I should, take it somewhere to get it looked at. That worries me too for other reasons. But anyway, sorry for all that. All this non-VLR related talk, but I'll probably put a little, I think I'll use the YouTube chapters, so if people don't want to listen to this, they'll know how long it is. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Okay, so let's move on from that. Again, I'll probably mention it in my other Let's Play too, just in case, because it's not like everyone probably watches each, but okay. Let's talk about VLR, shall we? Last time, pretty much two major things seemed to occur. One was, well, we finished the escape room in a pretty quick amount of time, which was good. And then we were able to go through the security camera footage. And in particular, we were able to go through the footage because we had access to the golem that we spoke to. The regular cameras seem to have been erased, but the golem seems to have access to the cameras, and we were able to see the footage from his logs. So, a bit of a roundabout way to do that, but we were able to see it. That let us see the situation in the crew quarters, where Luna unfortunately met her end, and Alice. But this was the particular instance where Luna met her end. And we were able to see that Dia was there, which was a fact we didn't know. And Clover. I mean, I suspected Clover was there, but we got the confirmation that she was. And then I psyched myself out, and when Fi asked who was the most likely suspect, I chose Cabe, just because I felt like that was the most unlikely, so I kind of... I misinterpreted what the game was going for. So, yes, the most likely suspect was in fact the most likely suspect, so there we go. Then Sigma seems to have had a bout of... I'm not even sure how to describe it. The slowdown disease? I don't know. He's from his perspective, he seemed to... everything seemed to speed up and he would slow down. I'm not entirely sure what that would be. I'm not sure if I know a disease like that in real life. It might exist, where your perspective of time sort of changes, but I don't know. It seems different from... Sigma seemed to think that maybe he had Radical 6, but we know that Radical 6, from when Quark and Alice were infected in the Alice root, that the symptoms seem to be suicidal tendencies. So Sigma didn't have that. It seems to be something else. So I guess we'll try and be on the lookout for more information on that. I don't know. In any case, we're done with the security room. We're back here. Unfortunately, no one else is here. We do know that Dio and Kay went through their door. But Clover and Tenmyoji didn't, so I guess we're just gonna have to find out what happened. Okay, let's continue on. No one's here.
Yeah. All right, let's start looking. We'll go through the crew quarters and work our way toward the elevator. Got it?
Yeah.
You search rooms 1 and 2. I'll take 3 and 4.
Got it. Alice. Luna. The most horrible thing about death is how it turns a person into a thing. It's a thing that looks like your friend, but it's not them anymore. Just this strange, cold shell. And every time you look at it, you feel a little of that coldness creeping in around the edges of your soul. Seeing death puts a heavy ball of lead in your stomach. And it just sits there, poisoning you. I turned and left the room.
No good. There's no one in 3 or 4. What about yours?
Same. Nobody in them. Except Alice and Luna. The lead ball pressed against the inside of my abdomen. I leaned back against the wall and let out a long, weary sigh.
What's wrong? You need to get it together. What are we doing right now?
We're looking for the others.
Right. I know how you feel, but sitting around being miserable isn't gonna help anybody. Let's go.
Yeah. You're right. Phi turned and headed for the door at the far end. I heaved myself up off the wall and followed. Is the old woman missing? Oh my goodness. Blood on her finger. Okay, so when you get punished, right, as in you get killed from the game, we were told that's you get an injection from poison from your bracelet. This does not look like that. Well, now we know why they were late. First thing I felt was that a strange cold... Excuse me. The first thing I felt was that strange cold sweat of terror. My stomach clenched in protest, pushing a wave of bile and nausea up my throat. That lead ball turned to ice, and my legs began to tremble under its weight before they finally gave way and collapsed. They were dead. I could feel it in the moment I looked at them, but I didn't want to believe it. They couldn't be dead. Perhaps they were just sleeping? The cool, limp feel of their skin under my shaking fingers dashed any hope I'd have left. I wrapped a trembling hand around the edge of the bed and hauled myself onto it. Even when I closed my eyes, I could still see them. My heart hammered away at my ribs, and my chest felt so tight I could barely breathe. I forced myself to take long, deep breaths. Finally, I opened my eyes.
They were in a blind spot.
What?
The security camera. Remember how we didn't see anything in the real-time feed in the security room?
Yeah. I guess the partition was in the way.
Yeah.
So the bodies were blocked. But how much of time did we have of the recording in this room? You'd think we'd be able to see them walk in, or someone bring them in, right? Or how much of the room does the partition block off? They're handcuffed together.
Yeah. Whoever did this really didn't want them going anywhere. The chain's been looped around the pipe below the sink.
They would have been trapped here when the doors closed. Why?
Look. See the red marks on their wrists? They were trying to get the handcuffs off.
Oh, man. I don't even want to think about that. So, you're saying it wasn't one of them that did this?
Probably not.
So were they injected? Look here. Those look like something. But here too, what are these? There's a cut on Tenmyoji's left hand. Looks like it's probably from a knife or something similar. Must have been deep.
And the blood on his clothes probably came from that wound. I don't see any others, at least. If this was the only one, it doesn't look fatal. I don't think he died from this cut.
The penalty. When the primary doors closed, they couldn't get to them. The needles in their bracelets activated and...
Yeah. You can see the marks on their wrists from where they were injected.
Yep, Clover too.
The tubocurarine must have killed them.
Tubocurarine. Curarine. Do you think that's why they were handcuffed to the sink?
They wouldn't have been able to get through the white doors without Quark. Someone wanted to use the penalty to kill them. They didn't need to tie them up.
Yeah, you've got a point. What's wrong?
I take back what I just said.
You find something?
Yeah.
Phi bent down to pick something up and handed it to me. A cyan bracelet. Probably Quark's. This was Quark's.
Correct. It has 9 BP, too. There's no mistake.
What is Quark's bracelet doing here? Wait, no, hold on. If Quark's bracelet is here, then that means...
Your heart stops. Your bracelet comes off.
No. No. This can't be happening. Not Quark.
Hey, Sigma, calm down. Just because his bracelet's off doesn't mean Quark's dead.
But...
In fact, this could be good news. A ray of hope.
Ray of hope?
Yeah. If Quark still had his bracelet on, then he would have ended up like Tenmyoji and Clover. But he's not wearing it. That means he might have managed to avoid getting injected with tubocurarine.
I feel like that's a pretty slim hope, but I get the feeling Sigma needs as much as he can get at the moment, so fair enough. You mean the bracelet came off before the doors closed?
Yeah.
That's impossible. Zero Jr. told us they only came off when your heart stops. Or when you escape.
Maybe he got out then.
Right. He's got 9 BP. Wait, so you're saying he escaped, then came back and left his bracelet here? No, that's impossible too. Zero Jr. said the number 9 door only opens once. Even if he was able to get outside, he couldn't come back in.
Why do you have to be so pessimistic? Have you actually seen Quark dead, huh? You need to think positive, Sigma. Reality is what we believe it to be.
Huh. Really? So you're saying this is what we wanted to happen?
That's enough! Quark is definitely alive. He has to be. He has to be. I refuse to believe he isn't. I can't let an innocent kid like that get killed.
Really? Phi usually comes across as kinda... you know, she's always this logical, kind of almost cold person. Indifferent at times. Like she was indifferent to K and, you know, puts down Sigma quite a lot. Is that just kind of the face she shows other people? And, you know, I mean, fair enough. You're thrust into this situation and with a bunch of strangers, and, you know, so you wouldn't necessarily put yourself out there. So maybe underneath her, you know, what she normally shows us, she actually does have this empathetic side. I wanted to ask if she meant Clover and Tenmyoji weren't innocent and had deserved to die, but swallowed my words. Fighting wasn't going to help us. All I could do was hope that Phi was right. Perhaps Quark was still alive. I can remember in 999, like very early on, I had a thought where, and you know, it was out there. I'm no doctor, and I don't know, I don't know what could be physically possible, but I was wondering if, you know, maybe there could be medicines or chemicals or something that could, or situations in which a human's heartbeat could be brought to zero and then they get resuscitated somehow. And so I had a thought near the beginning of 999 where, well, maybe someone's going to do that at some point. They're going to be able to lower their heartbeat to zero and get their bracelet off and then do something once they're resuscitated or something like that, you know? So who knows? Maybe they'll do something with that here. But again, I don't know how likely that is. But it was a thought I had early on, so I don't know. What are you doing?
Examining their bodies. Tenmyoji first.
Why?
Clues.
What kind of clues?
To who might have killed them.
Now, we know that Tenmyoji's been stabbed, and we know that whatever stabbed, whatever was stabbed into Alice was taken. We know Dio was there. Maybe Dio took the knife and then did this? Who knows? I'm not sure.
Finding Quark's bracelet tells us something. If the killers saw it, that would make for an obvious motive.
With Quark's bracelet, Clover and Tenmyoji would have been able to get through the white doors. The killer handcuffed them to the sink to prevent that.
Right. That's my guess, at least. That's odd.
What's wrong?
I can't find anything. I should have found something.
What?
You remember when we ran into Tenmyoji in the rec room? He sprayed our wrists with luminol. I'm sure I saw him pull the spray bottle out of his pocket.
And now you can't find it.
Right.
Do you think the killer took it?
I don't know. I'm gonna take a look at Clover, too. Give me a minute.
Fine knelt down next to Clover. She spoke and began to gingerly examine her corpse. And after a moment, I saw her hand stop.
Look. See your thigh? Doesn't it look like there's something written there?
I beg your pardon? Yeah, it does.
I'm sorry, I'll have to move your leg a little bit.
It's written in blood. Presumably with that finger? It must be Tenmyoji's.
It says 016.
Or it could be 910. Although, if she's writing it from this angle, then you would assume 016, yes. But I'm going to keep in mind 910 as well. What does that mean?
Hang on. I feel like I've seen that somewhere.
Huh?
016. 016. I know I've seen it somewhere. It's no use.
Well, crap. That's probably the game telling me that I've seen it somewhere before, huh? Nothing's coming off the top of my head either. Well, let's write it down. Let's just write down a few more details. In infirmary, behind the partition. Tenmyoji was stabbed. Okay.
Can't remember.
Okay. Yeah. Don't get my hopes up like that.
Anyway, these numbers have to have something to do with the killer. She must have written them after she got hit with the Soparil. There would have been a few minutes before she went all the way under when she could have done something. I think she probably used those last minutes to tell the rest of us who killed her.
Well, obviously. No, I shouldn't make that reference. Never mind. 016, huh? Maybe, but the only people who could have done it are Kay and Dio. Assuming it wasn't one of us, I mean.
No, there's also Quark. I mean, I'm not saying he did it, just...
You're just raising the possibility, yes. I mean, if I have to guess right now, I'd say Dio. Damn it. This is hopeless. I can't keep up anymore. Everything here is goddamn mystery. Like, what about that old woman we found? Who killed her? The movement of the AB room makes Luna the most likely. Sorry about that. Where was I? I was just reading this. Okay, sorry about that. The movement of the AB room makes Luna seem the most suspicious. But when would she have done it? And we don't have a good explanation for why she would have wrapped the knife up in a handkerchief. And of course, Luna's dead too. So who could have killed her? The footage from the security camera, paired with Dio's behavior, make Clover seem like the most likely suspect. Yeah, and with Dio, what Fi said was pretty convincing to me, at least. Essentially, Dio, the way he acted when we ran into him before entering the white doors, his words basically made it seem like he understood that Luna was dead, although he didn't directly address it. And Fi seemed to say that kind of exonerates him in a way, because if he were aware of the death and was actually the cause of it, he would have gone out of his way to make a note, or to verbally question her disappearance. So, I mean, it was convincing to me, what she said, so, yeah. But now we'll never know for sure. Alice's killer is a complete mystery. We don't know what the hell 016 is supposed to mean. We don't have any idea where Quark's gone. What the hell does any of this mean? Who killed everyone? Was it Zero? Zero Senior? And who is Zero Senior? What the hell does he want? Why does this game even exist? And why do they kidnap us and bring us here? Or at it, where is this? When is this? Mysteries. 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 I feel like my head's about to explode. Please, Fi. Give me something. Anything. A clue. A hint. Come on. You gotta have something.
The luminol.
Huh?
I think there's a very good chance someone took the spray bottle out of Tenmyoji's pocket.
Yeah, okay, let's say it was Dio. He's the only one I've got for this. Considering, don't think it was Clover who handcuffed herself. And Kay, we know, was at least, we didn't get to see it, but probably trying to resuscitate Luna. So maybe Dio noticed, let's say Dio Zero for this particular instance. Let's say Tenmyoji's original assumption was correct, and if he used luminol on bracelets, he'd be able to figure out who Zero was. Let's say Dio's Zero, he noticed that. He remembered that Alice had a knife. He went, so Dio saw Tenmyoji trying to do that, or saw that he had luminol even, maybe not even just seeing what he was doing with it. So Dio got the knife from Alice, went back, and did all that. You know, that's basically all I've got so far. Okay, but how is that important?
Well, let me ask you this. Why do you think they took it?
So they could test for blood?
What would they need to do in order to do that?
They just need to spray the bottle at whatever they want to test.
That's it?
No, wait, you're right. Luminol reacts with organic compounds and glows, but the glow is really faint. So you need to make it dark. You have to turn off the lights in order to see if anything's glowing.
And that would mean?
That would mean the rec room. What was the rec room? Oh, that's where we were with Tenmyoji when he first did the thing. Okay, Fi and I raced for the door. We weren't sure what we'd find, but we knew where we were going. And a feeling deep in my gut that whatever we found would be the breakthrough I've been looking for. I didn't realize there were so many of those spray cans there. Spray bottles. Yeah. Oh. Okay. Wow, so much for that futuristic armor, I guess. And what does this tell us? I guess if Dio's not faking it, I guess it's Quark. Quark's our man. He's Zero the whole time. Oh, man. Unless suicide's on the table, I don't know. Everything in my head ground to a halt. Even after all I'd seen, a room full of corpses had a profound effect. It was such a ridiculous thought that, before I could stop it myself, I laughed. That laugh made me think, was laughter in this situation a defensive response designed to protect a brain from constant emotional bombardment? What's this wire here? See this wire? They say that right before an animal dies, it feels a moment of comfort. Right before death, the brain releases a huge amount of endorphins into the bloodstream. Pain is only a warning signal meant to help the body avoid death, but when death becomes a certainty, pain no longer has any use. In fact, that loss of pain can lead to incredible feats on the edge of death. Let's say that two species of animal come under attack from some overwhelming force. All of them are severely wounded and near death. Species A feels pain, but Species B doesn't. The horrible pain felt by Species A prevents them from moving, but because they feel no pain, some of Species B will manage to drag their wounded bodies to safety and survive. As a result, Species A is eliminated, and only Species B manages to survive. This process of natural selection has been repeated for millions of years. All creatures that walk the face of the earth are descended from Species B. I'm no exception. That's why I can look at the room full of corpses and laugh. The genes I've been given by a million years of evolution have changed my fear into ecstasy. I guess this means that you and I are the only survivors.
Don't make me keep saying it. Quark's still out there somewhere.
Yeah, you're right. He is still out there. So that mean he killed them? I mean, you said yourself that there was no way there was a 10th uninvited player out there when Alice was killed. And we've also refuted the possibility of Zero Senior being the 10th person. There is no 10th person. Where am I? Are we on Rokenjima? What's going on here? The only people alive are you, me, and Quark. That means...
You're being ridiculous. Look at their bodies. There's an axe buried in Kay's back, and the spear has been thrust all the way through Dio's stomach. Do you really think a child Quark's size could do that?
All right, then. Are you saying you killed them?
Are you insane? And just when would I have done that? I've been with you this whole time.
She was right. After the end of the second round of the AB game, Fi and I hadn't been out of each other's sight. We'd gone through the white door, explored the security room, solved puzzles, all of it together. There was the brief moment when when Sigma was unconscious. I don't know how long that was, but yeah. That'd be the only opportunity for her to do something when we weren't aware. But again, I don't know how long that was. No, wait. There had been one time when I wasn't watching. A few minutes in the security office when I'd rested on the couch. Could she have snuck out then? Again, I'm pretty sure I think it was Lise, who told me these arrows... I'd have to go back and look for that comment again, about what these arrows mean. It's so strange how they feature so predominantly on the map here, but they've never been given an official explanation in game. Maybe there's a file or something that explains it. The rec room and the security office weren't that far away from each other. If the round trip took about a minute, she'd killed them in 4 minutes. Then the whole thing would have only taken her 5 minutes. 5 minutes. 5 minutes, huh? Just how long had I been out? No, that wasn't really right. I hadn't really been out. I just felt like everything was being fast-forwarded, probably because my mental processing speed had been dropped. But how long had I been like that? It might have only felt like a few seconds to me, but it could have been much longer. And where had something like mental processing speed dropping come from? More questions. More and more questions. Hey, what you doing there, Fi?
Checking their bodies like before. I decided to start with Dio.
Find anything?
Yeah, 2 things actually.
Whoa.
Take a look at this.
Okay, confirmed. Dio took the knife. And it is in fact a knife. And does this say Myrmidons? Myrmidons? Like from mythology? A knife?
Yeah.
There's something engraved on the blade, too. Myrmidons. Is that the name of the manufacturer?
Dunno. It's not a name I've ever heard of before. But look at the handle. You've seen it before, right?
Yeah. This is the knife that was stabbed into Alice's chest.
Right. From the looks of it, I guess the blade is about 15 centimeters long. I'd say it's probably about 3 centimeters tall and 3 millimeters wide.
I think I've heard those numbers before.
Like, wound cavity, 150 millimeters. Wound length, 30 millimeters. Wound width, 3 millimeters.
Yeah, that's it. When Luna scanned the old woman's body, those were the numbers it gave us for the wound.
Right. Well, wound cavity would be the depth of the wound. Wound length would be how long it is from top to bottom, and wound width would be how wide the flat end of the wound is. In other words...
Those numbers describe the size and shape of the wound, right?
Right.
So if they match, then that means this knife was used to kill the old woman.
Well, I was just eyeballing those measurements, so we can't be sure.
Still, why does Dio have it?
He must have gotten it from Alice.
I know that. What I mean is, why'd he take it? Did he want to destroy the evidence? Maybe he was the one who killed Alice.
That would match up with what we saw.
No, wait. Hold on a second. I'm getting confused here. Alice would have had that knife first, right? She picked it up when she found it wrapped in the handkerchief next to the AB room.
Right.
So Dio took it from her and stabbed her. If that's what happened, why didn't he just take the knife then? Why leave it there for us to see, then come back and get it later?
Well, we can look into that more later. First, I want you to have a look at something else.
What?
Don't you remember what I said? I found 2 things. There was the knife and... this.
We've seen this before, haven't we? Hey, this is that key.
What do you mean, that key?
We found it in the Golem Bay. Didn't have any idea what it was for then, though. But Alice said it might be important, so she'd hang on to it, just in case.
So, Alice should have had this, right?
Yeah.
And now Dio's got it.
So did Dio take it as well? Or did he take it earlier?
So when Dio took the knife, he also took Kay's key.
Wait. Kay's key?
Oh man, you couldn't figure it out from the shape?
What do you mean?
Get over here. Picture's worth 1,000 words. Let me show you.
Interesting. She walked over to Kay's head, knelt down on one knee, and pointed to the back of it.
You remember this, right?
Oh yeah. So that's it. It unlocks the suit, right?
Yeah. Let's give it a shot.
Oh my goodness. Is this Kay face reveal time? Before I had time to prepare myself, I shoved the key into the slot and twisted. But...
It's no good. Can't get it open.
why not?
Maybe the suit is powered, and it needs to be on in order to open. But with this axe in here...
Huh. You're saying it shorted the suit out or something?
I think so. At any rate, the key fits perfectly.
How convenient, or inconvenient, as the case may be.
I don't have any doubt it's for removing Kay's suit.
Do you think Dio knew that when he took it?
I wonder...
So, I guess we'll never know what his face really looks like.
Yeah, no way we can get that mask off with our bare hands.
I wonder who he was.
Well, I still haven't checked him over. Let's have a look. Maybe we'll find something that'll tell us who he is.
She'd only been searching for a few seconds before she stopped and pulled something out of Kay's robes.
Look,
What is it?
a spray bottle with luminol in it.
Uh-oh. That's the one Tenmyoji had.
Yeah,
Then, does that mean Kay was the one who handcuffed them to the sink?
we don't know yet. Kay might
Why
have
not?
taken the spray from Tenmyoji after he died. It's possible he made it through the white doors before we did, went to the infirmary and got this. Anyway, there's something I want to see. Turn off the lights.
Are you gonna check for luminol reaction?
Yeah, if Kay used the spray before he died, we might still be able to see it.
There's blood everywhere in here, though.
That's okay. If he didn't spray it, there won't be a reaction from any of it. Come on. All right, do it.
Done.
Thanks. Just as I thought. Look, Dio's left wrist.
The underside of the bracelet is glowing.
Exactly.
But why?
Because there are traces of blood on it.
Whose blood?
We've seen 5 people with serious bleeding. The old woman, Alice, Tenmyoji, and these 2 here. I'm disinclined to think this is Dio or Kay's blood, though.
Wait a second. Do you think... How long have I been going, by the way? Okay, almost time to stop. Do you think the reason... So, okay. Maybe Tenmyoji thought that whoever killed the old woman may have gotten blood on them or something, and so that's why he was spraying. Why would he think specifically on the bottom of the wrist, though? Maybe he knew it was a knife? And that's what he was looking for? Maybe? So did Dio kill old woman? And maybe this is old woman's blood? But how would he know that so specifically?
See? If you look, it's been wiped off. Except for the luminol, the bracelet looks clean. Why would someone wipe blood off a bracelet after being hit with an axe or stabbed with a spear, and then spray it with luminol? It doesn't make sense.
Then that leaves the old woman, Alice, and Tenmyoji.
Right.
Do you remember what Tenmyoji said to us in this room?
Can I see the other side of your bracelets? Please, just do it.
Do you think Tenmyoji had figured out that one of the bracelets would have blood on it?
That would have meant he was looking for either Alice's blood or the old woman's.
Yeah, okay, this is making more sense now. Huh, I wonder which it was. Well, probably the old woman. I mean, that's my first thought.
No idea. But whatever the case, Tenmyoji seemed to think that whoever had this bracelet was Zero Sr.
Just relax, okay? That's all I needed to know. Neither one of you is Zero Senior.
Are you saying that because there wasn't any reaction from the luminol?
Yeah.
Well, wait. Are you saying that Dio is Zero Senior?
I don't know. The only thing I can say for sure is that there's a possibility that Dio killed the other 6 victims.
Yes. I hear you. I hear you on that. Then who killed Dio?
Kay, perhaps? After he was attacked, he used the last of his strength.
Another descendant of Species B.
Huh?
Nothing. Forget about it. Anyway, if Zero Senior was Dio, then...
All of this would be over. This awful game would be over.
An Ambidex gate has been opened. 45 minutes remain until Ambidex game polling closes.
Whoa, that's creepy. What? What the hell is happening? That's impossible.
Quark.
Quark? Quark opened a gate.
Whatever. We need to get back to the Floor A warehouse. Hurry!
Yeah, that's creepy. That's really creepy. Let's get there and stop. I know I'm coming. Okay, sorry, had an unplanned visitor for a second. I'm gonna end it here. Yeah, a lot of... Okay, I'm gonna have to go over a lot in this episode. A lot of stuff was happened, a lot of thoughts were had. Big discussion for next time. Don't you worry. Yeah, okay. I've been The Worm, this has been VLR, and I hope to see you next time. Stay well.